Brody's Cause on the outside. Final furlong of the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. Brody's Cause a final try. Brody's Cause and Corey Lannery a tremendous run. Brody's Cause at the 16th pole. Brody's Cause in front. Brody's Cause for Luis Saez to win the Toyota Bluegrass.
Hi everybody and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and let's take a look at the field for Wednesday's Spa Baby race. We're kicking off the early pick 5 with race number 2, going 6 furlongs on the main track. This is a maiden auction maiden special weight for horses that sold or were bought back for $45,000 or less in their most recent sale. Our friends at Spendthrift, represented by the number 2, More Thunder, by their stallion Golden Sense, and both the 3, Dan the Man Can, and the 5, Beyond Gone, they're both by Spendthrift stallion Can the Man. Let's begin with the number 1, Montana Man. And boy, Nicole, this first crop sire Constitution has been an absolute revelation.
Yeah, Constitution currently your leading freshman sire. He has graded winners from his first crop at both of the boutique summer meets at Saratoga and Del Mar. Constitution's always been pretty well regarded, so it surprises me that this one sold for only $25,000 as a yearling. Maybe they just didn't know what they had at the time, or maybe this one just needed the time to mature. We are talking about almost a full calendar year from September to August, and the horses can change so much in a year, young horses. My concerns would be that the Romans 2-year-olds often need a start to be at their best, and that this one has drawn the rail on debut.
I think you said a mouthful there, especially with this horse being down inside. This horse has a strong pedigree on the female family as well. This dam was a stakes winner going long on the turf. This dam has foaled Ontology by Tappet, who is the sire of Constitution, a graded stakes winning dirt miler. She's also foaled a stakes place turf sprinter, so there's a lot of black type in this pedigree. A bit surprising, this one only sold for $25,000. I'm going to take a wait and see approach. We'll move to the number 2, More Thunder. This one is by Spendthrift stallion Golden Sense, and he's been through the auction ringer on 4 occasions. A $60,000 yearling, a $120,000 buyback in March, a $60,000 buyback in May, and then sold for $40,000 in June after breezing a furlong in 10-1. This dam was a nice horse on the turf, Nicole. She was stakes placed on that surface.
Yeah, she was stakes placed on turf. There's a good amount of speed, I think, on both sides of the pedigree, especially being by Golden Sense, who stands alongside his sire Into Mischief at Spendthrift and has followed in his sire's footsteps by being among last year's leading freshmen. Golden Sense just hasn't been much of a commercial hit yet. That would explain this one's, relatively lower auction price. But he does sort of just meet the conditions of this race, selling for $40,000 most recently. And that's how we've been seeing some of these horses have success in these races.
I think it's very interesting that Joel Rosario takes the call here for Steve Clasaris, and there is some dirt in the bottom of the pedigree as well. The family of Express Tour, who earned a 104 Beyer speed figure on the main track. More Thunder looks like an interesting contender. One of the experienced horses in the race is the number 3, Dan the Man Can, who made his debut earlier this meet in one of these maiden auction races, showed good speed, took the field to mid-stretch before tiring. They tried him on turf last time out. He ran okay, but I think he's better on the main track. He is by Spendthrift stallion Can the Man, and I like horses with speed getting Lasix for the first time. This horse should show some early pace.
I think so as well, and certainly there's speed on both sides of his family. By Spendthrift stallion Can the Man, another son of Into Mischief, another one who's putting that juvenile ability into his foals over a half hour's mare. He was a very quick horse, the most experienced horse in the field, as we mentioned, and some others in this field actually emerging out of both of those starts. So I think it's worth going back and watching both of those replays if you're a trip handicapper. I do think you can draw a line through the most recent start for Dan the Man Can. I think dirt is his preferred surface, and his one dirt outing was very good.
Now we have a formulator fact for trainer Eddie Barker. Over the past 3 years, 2-year-olds moving from turf to dirt, 30% winners, a $2.82 return on investment. Another horse moving turf to dirt is the number 4, that is Stone Guitar. And Nicole, were you surprised that this horse made his career debut on the grass, considering his pedigree?
I was very surprised. I think this one will probably prefer dirt, being by Bustin' Stones, that good juvenile sire, that very fast son of City Zip, and the female family, some stakes class on dirt in the immediate family. I think this one probably will prefer the dirt. Gary Contessa is another trainer whose horses often need a start. I think Stone Guitar is very much eligible to move forward in this spot.
I think there's a little hidden class drop in this race as well. He made his debut against Statebreds, and including a $200,000 purchase named First Deputy, who would not be eligible for this race. I'm expecting improvement. The 5 is Beyond Gone. Even money on the morning line, understandably so. This one by Spendthrift Stallion Can the Man ran very well in his debut in a maiden auction race on July the 18th. He didn't break well from the rail. He took dirt in his face while saving ground. He passed Dan the Man Can and looked like he was on his way to victory, only to be run down by his uncoupled stablemate. He's extremely logical.
I think so as well. Kind of won the battle and lost the war there with Dan the Man Can. Kenny McPeak, I keep saying this in this race, but he's another trainer whose horses often improve with a start. Jose Ortiz aboard, and another son of that good juvenile sire Can the Man by Into Mischief.
And here's a formulator fact for what Nicole was alluding to. Past 4 years for McPeak, 2-year-old second-time starter, maiden special weight dirt sprints, 23% winners, and a 314 ROI. The 6 King of American arguably has the best pedigree in this race, a full or half to 4 stakes winners, a full to economic model, a graded winner, and a half to well-moneyed, a graded stakes winner on the turf. It's a bit surprising to me. This horse went to the auctions twice, only sold for $27,000 as a yearling and for $25,000 in May.
Yeah, that surprises me too. And then he debuted in Maiden Claiming Company, moving from that to this restricted maiden special auction. So a kind of a class move there. He was squeezed at the start, going 5.5 furlongs, being by. Appreciate the extra half a furlong he gets Wednesday.
I also thought he ran well in his career debut. He didn't break very well. He was far, far back. He altered course to the outside. He passed some horses late. He galloped out well. He can improve, but we'll see how he can handle the step up from the maiden claimers into this maiden auction restricted race. The 6 King of American, as a formulator fact here, past 4 years, 2-year-old second-time starters, dirt sprints 0 for 22. Again, ran pretty well in the debut. I would expect a little improvement. Completing the field is the number 7, Mr. Phil, from the first crop of Belmont Derby winner Mr. Speaker. Made his debut on the turf, did Mr. Phil. Didn't run great. Maybe this one just wants a little more distance.
I think so, and I think the Mr. Speakers are going to improve with distance and with maturity. He certainly has the pedigree that gives him license to be a stallion, a pedigree with a lot of dirt in it, but he did his best work on turf. I think his offspring will run on either. No surprise this one debuted on turf. I'll be interested to see what he does do on the dirt.
We kick off the early pick 5 with race number 2, Wednesday's Spa Baby event. Where are you heading?
I might take a shot with Stone Guitar in here by a nice 2-year-old sire. I think he'll improve on the second start and moving to the I think at this shorter field, I don't think you can leave out favored Beyond Gone. And again, he's from another barn that improves with a start.
I'm going to take a shot with the 2, More Thunder. I like this pedigree by Golden Sense. Spendthrift Stallion, like a couple of these half-mile breezes. They look quick. Like Stone Guitar, Nicole's interesting selection in here. I think he's really going to improve on the dirt. Beyond Gone, very logical off that debut. I'm going to go 2, 4, 5, and 3 in race number 2. It's Wednesday's Spa Babies event, and it is presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm.